Hi book lovers, welcome back to my channel. I am here today with another most anticipated reads of the month for November 2019. There are quite a lot of romances that I'm really excited for, so I'll just start off with my most anticipated ones. First off is Beard Necessities by Penny Reed. This is the last book in the Winston Brothers series and the most anticipated one of the whole series. This is Billy and Claire's much awaited final romance. It technically can be read as a standalone. You don't have to read the whole series. You don't even have to read their origin story, which was in Beard with Me, but I suggest you do just because they're amazing. They're amazing romances, amazing reads, and Beard with Me gives you a lot of detail about what happened the first time that they ever fell in love with each other, how they first met, what took place 20 years before present day. But yes, I am so excited for Beard Necessities, probably my most anticipated read for November 2019. And this one, it sounds really fun and funny too. Very different from Beard with Me, which was emotional and angsty. This one, Billy, Claire, and the whole Winston family, they're all in Europe, and they're pretty much trying to force Billy and Claire together as much as possible for them to get their second chance and their happily ever after the second time around. So I'm expecting a lot of shenanigans, especially from Cletus, and a lot of forced proximity, so I cannot wait. Next up is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This I am very excited about. I don't know why I haven't even read this yet. I've had the e-arc on my Kindle for months, but I've been holding off on it for some reason. Don't know why, but I've heard amazing things from some early reviews. The blurb itself sounds incredible. The heroine has a chronic illness. She's a computer geek, and all she wants to do is learn how to be a rebel, a bad girl, essentially. She wants to enjoy a drunken night out, ride a motorcycle, go camping, have meaningless but enjoyable sex, and travel the world and do something bad. So she enlists the help of the hero, whose name is Red, to help her out in this endeavor. He's apparently a bad boy and an artist, and he's about to teach her how to be a little bit bad. I am so excited for this one. I'm probably going to be reading it next after my current read, which is Kennedy Ryan's new book, The Kingmaker, which I am loving, by the way. So good. This is also going to be my second book from Talia Hibbert. I love the first book that I read from her, which was an older woman, younger man romance. I really enjoyed the writing in that one, so I can't wait to read this one too. Next is the new J.R. Ward book, Where Winter Finds You. This is not technically the next full book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. It's like a 0.5, 17.5, but I don't think it's novella sized. I think it's releasing in mass market paperback, a full length, but not 100% sure. But this one is Trez's book, and I have been waiting for Trez's book since What Happened in the Shadows. I won't say what happens in the shadows because spoilers, but it was quite the emotional moment in that book. I think I kind of teared up to when that scene happened, but in any case, I'm so excited for him to finally get his happily ever after. This has to do with reincarnation and second chances, and I'm just so excited for it. I've loved Trez since he was first introduced in the series. He's such a fun character, and he definitely deserves this happily ever after. I'm also hoping we get a little bit about Trez's brother, Iam. He got his story in the shadows as well, and I loved his character in that one, so I would love a cameo of him or just any kind of glimpse into his future. My next anticipated read is Outmatched by Kristen Callahan and Samantha Young. This was an author duo that I didn't realize I needed or ever wanted. It's pretty unexpected, honestly. It was a surprise announcement when they told us that they were co-writing a book together. But either way, I love both of these authors. I love their books individually, and I'm hoping that I'll love their co-written book. This one is a fake relationship trope and a sports romance. The heroine wants a promotion for her dream job, but her boss wants someone who is more settled, so she hires a fake boyfriend in an ex-boxer. So the two of them make a deal and pretend to be in a relationship together. I love the fake relationship trope, and this one promises to be a lot of fun to read. I would love to know how Kristen Callahan and Samantha Young decided to write together, whether they write separate point of views, like one of them will write the heroine's point of view, the other one the hero's point of view, if this one is a dual point of view kind of romance. Also, I love that this is an opposites attract kind of romance. The heroine is a society geek, and then the hero is like a rough and tumble boxer, ex-boxer. The next one is Not the Girl You Marry by Annie J. Christopher. This one is a gender bent How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I've actually never seen that romantic comedy movie. My friends get mad at me when I say that, but I just don't watch a lot of movies. I might have to watch it eventually, maybe after I finish reading this one. I'm a couple chapters into it and I'm really enjoying it. This is another fake relationship trope where the heroine needs a pretend boyfriend to prove something to her boss, and then the hero is a journalist who's trying to move away from like fluff pieces and into more serious stuff. So to prove himself to his boss, he has to write like an article on how to lose a girl, which is unfortunate when he meets the heroine because he doesn't want to lose her. I love the cover of this one. I think it's so adorable, especially with this pug. It's so pretty. Next up is The Rebel King by Kennedy Ryan. This is the second and last book to the All the King's Men duet. I'm excited for this one because I'm currently reading the first book, which is called The Kingmaker, and I'm loving it. I'm a third of the way done and it's so good. I'm loving the main characters. I'm loving the story. I just love Kennedy Ryan's writing so much. Also, if you missed the Ravished by Romance book club live chat yesterday, we announced our November book club read, which is The Kingmaker. So if you want to join us, please do. I'll leave a link to our live chat from yesterday in the description below, and I'll leave a link to the Instagram for our book club. So be sure to follow us. We'll be announcing like the time and date of our next live chat in November. We just have to figure out a few stuff because of Thanksgiving. But yes, The Rebel King is a sequel. It's only releasing 3 weeks after the first book, The Kingmaker, which is fantastic. I love Kennedy Ryan for that. We don't have to wait too long for the sequel. I'm pretty sure the first book will be ending in a cliffhanger, and I can kind of see what kind of cliffhanger it'll end in based off of like what I've read so far and the blurb in the second book. The main characters first meet at a pipeline protest where the heroine, who is part Native American, is protesting, trying to save her land and her people's water. The hero's father is actually the owner of the company who is trying to destroy that land and take over that land. So read The Kingmaker if you haven't already. Join us in our book club read and get excited for the sequel. This next one is LJ Shen's next release. We don't even have a title or blurb or a cover, but I'm excited for it because it's LJ Shen. I freaking love her books so much. The title's acronyms are ITUE. I have no idea what it could possibly mean, but I'm excited for her to tell us about it. I think it's a standalone. I'm not sure it has anything to do with the All Saints High series or the Sinners of Saints series. I could be wrong though, but in any case, I'm really excited for it. She's one of those authors where I'll read anything that she writes. This next one that I'm really excited about is Winter Tales by Tiffany Rice. This is part of her original Sinner series. It's actually a collection of novellas, 4 of them in this one. I think 1 or 2 of them are brand new too, so I'm really excited about that. You're gonna need to have read the original Sinner series to understand anything that's going on in this anthology, so get to that. That series is my absolute favorite erotica series of all time. It is mind-blowing and intense and also funny, but I just love those characters. I love the series. Tiffany Rice also announced that she is continuing on with the series too, so we'll be getting a full-length book next year, I think. But I love this cover. I love the Christmas winter vibes. I love that Tiffany Rice always does holiday stories. Like she'll have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas stories, and they're always so much fun to read. This next one is Headstrong Like Us by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is book 6 in the Like Us series. As you can tell, I love this author duo. And in this one, we're back to Mafi and Pharaoh. We just finished Jane and Thatcher's story, their duet. Really enjoyed those two, and I'll talk about them a little bit more in my wrap up. Headstrong Like Us is essentially their wedding book. I like this series and I love this author duo, but I kind of would prefer if we got this wedding book as a novella rather than a full-length book, so that we could focus more on newer couples that a lot of us are really excited about. I'll support these authors no matter what. I'm still gonna read this book and I'll probably enjoy it, but I'm just really excited for the future couples that they have in store. Next up is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This one I honestly don't know too much about. The blurb is very vague, but all I know is that we have pirates and sailing and like all this whole new fantasy world that I'm really excited about. I have not read her other book, The Night Circus, yet. I do own it, but I just haven't read it yet. The hype kind of got to me, so I've been holding off on reading it. But I've heard amazing things about The Night Circus, about this author. This cover's gorgeous. I think I'm getting a copy of it later this week, so I can't wait to get to it. Next up is The Romance Book Club by Lyssa Kay Adams. This is one book that I have read for November. I like this one. It was really cute and really sweet. I can't say that I loved it though. I had really high expectations and it didn't quite meet it, but it was still a really enjoyable read. It's a second chance romance and there's a freaking bromance book club involved, which is made up of the hero and his baseball teammates. He's forced to join the book club so that they can help him save his failing marriage. Again, I didn't love it, but I did like it. I am really excited for the second book though. The hero, we are introduced to him in this one and I really enjoyed his character, so I can't wait to get to his story. This next one is The Husband Checklist by Jasmine Miller. This one is a brother's roommate romance, brother's best friend romance. The heroine ends up having to stay at her brother's apartment and of course his roommate is that best friend. They're forced to live together in close proximity. Really excited for this one. I love the tropes in this. This will be my first book from this author, but I have heard really good things about her and I just really love this paperback. Next up is My Fake Rake by Eva Leigh. I love the tropes in this one. It's friends to lovers. The heroine helps transform the hero from this dorky, nerdy scientist to a perfect rake. This one just sounds so good. They become friends and then end up falling for each other. Can't wait to read this one. I do have an arc of it and I'm hoping to get to it soon. Also, it kind of turned really dark really fast. Didn't expect that, so just ignore that part. Next up is The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I'm including this one just because I know a lot of people are excited for it. I have not read the series yet, but I am planning to once this final book comes out because I don't want to have to wait and deal with all the cliffhangers. I do own the first 2 books, so I have plans to read them soon. I've heard really good things about the series, although people have told me not to have too high expectations when it comes to the romance, so I won't. I remember loving Holly Black in the past, back when I was reading young adult a lot. I loved her fairy books, and this one is another fairy series, so hopefully I love it. This next one is His Royal Highness by R.S. Gray. I debated whether or not to include this one just because I haven't really been reading R.S. Gray's more recent releases. They just haven't been appealing to me, but this one does sound good. It's like unrequited love coming back into the heroine's life, but this time she wants nothing to do with them, but he does. So I'm expecting a hero who is very determined to win over the heroine. I think the last book that I read from her was her Rancher Cowboy one, called Arrogant Devil. I like that one a lot, but all of her recent books that I've been reading like before that one kind of all blurred together, which is why I kind of stopped reading her books, but maybe I'll start reading them again with this one. The next one is Spun Out by Lorelei James. This is a cowboy romance, as you can tell from the cover, and it's also a single dad romance. The heroine is helping to take care of the hero's 5-year-old daughter. The single dad sounds like a really broken and angsty kind of hero, which I do enjoy. I am loving this cover and I can't wait to read it. I'm gonna end this with 2 bonus books. First one is Iron Crown by C.D. Reese. This one's Enemies to Lovers and also Accidental Pregnancy. And then the second one is Disarm by Karina Halley. This is book 2 in the Dumont series. Haven't read book 1 yet, but I do want to. This one, the hero has been in love with the heroine for forever and he's hired to spy on her. So I'm feeling a little bit of suspense in this one. Who knows? I'm also loving the covers for the series. It's definitely giving off a pretty rich boy vibe. So that is it for the November 2019 romance books that I'm really excited about. Let me know if you're excited for any of the books that I mentioned, or if I didn't mention a book that you're excited about, let me know. As always, I'll leave a link to all of the books that I mentioned in the description below. Hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you all next time. Bye!